Hey, boys, you start off showing the folks the goods. What's going on, man? We back with another episode, man. Another week.
Thank you.
Man, what's going on, Steve? What's up with you?
What's up, my boy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
I don't know why
Loud and clear,
I was having
boy.
some technical difficulty, man, trying to shift and move late. What's up, my boy? What going on?
18 mics back there. Something better work. Something better shake.
Right? I don't know what's going on. Bro, this is actually the old man. I actually brought this on here to retire it officially. You know what I mean? I wanted to tell it goodbye and tell it thank you. And I appreciate everything you've done for me in my first year of doing podcasting and toe to toe. This is officially the last show for the gold mic. So yeah, we are retiring the gold mic. That is the purpose of the gold mic. So we can go ahead and retire that thing, get her out of there. And more now, I got my new chick. You know what I mean? I got my new girl right here. This podcast 3000, Mike. You know what I mean? So
we're gonna do it for the mic, man.
Hey, you know what I mean? Get rid of it, but yeah, man.
Copyrighted.
Yeah, man. We do not own the rights. We do not own the rights.
Yeah, we do not own the rights.
Man, this sport, man, what's going on in the sports world?
Right, man. A little bit of everything. I mean, we could start with the hottest topic right now, Ja Morant, man.
Yeah, Ja Warrant, as they call him.
Ja Warrant, the best shooter in the league. Man, the jokes have been nonstop.
But you brought it on yourself.
Yeah, you know, my wife was telling me, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with Ja Morant and all that. And she was like, oh, why they keep picking on that boy? I'm like, it ain't the fact that he just had the gun, but it's like the fact how he had it and what he was doing. That's the part that's like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Was he 12?
I don't know, man. We'll get back to that. We do got a guest today. I guess we'll start off with the guest. I should have started that way. That's my bad. I wanted to talk about Ja Morant so bad, and maybe we can even ask Coach, man, his opinion on the situation and see what he got going on. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Coach, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How y'all doing, fellas?
Doing good. Thank you for coming on this morning. We appreciate you joining us.
All good, man. It's my pleasure. I apologize about last week, man, but you know, I'm here now, so let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. So look, starting off, man. Congratulations on the gig. Everybody, let y'all know he is the new coach of the Mceachern High School in Georgia. Very popular, very well-known program around the nation. How does it feel to be back in Atlanta?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm excited to be back in the city that I love. I was here for a long time previously, and so to have the opportunity to come back to a place I'm familiar with at a program like Mceachern, man, was a great opportunity. So I'm excited about what's to come.
All right, my bad. I ain't got the questions pulled up. KB, my fault. That's my bad, Coach.
Are you good? So how does it feel coming back to Mceachern compared to from when you left Westlake? You know, folks don't know you were at Westlake for years, state championships. Like the resume is long. The resume is long. So how does it feel? How's this different? You know, after coming back.
It's obviously. I mean, I've been out of the high school game for a couple of years, so you know things move fast, things change as the world kind of evolved post-COVID, and so you know recruiting's changed a lot, things of that nature, and so I kind of got to get reacclimated to that. But, when I was at Westlake and then I was at Griffin after Westlake, I always looked at Mceachern as a place that's really, really special and really, really unique. And I said if the job ever came open, like I would try to pursue it and see if I could get it. And, if you know anything about Mceachern, man, the facilities are
Yes, sir.
amazing.
Yes.
They have a history and tradition of winning. They never won a state championship, but they've gotten close. And then they put a lot of players in school, and then they have, almost unlimited resources here in terms of what we can do for the program, what we can do for the players, in terms of nutrition, travel, things of that nature. And so it's a really unique setup, and it was, a great opportunity.
Gotcha. Coach, what initially made you want to start coaching or made you want to actually get into coaching?
Yeah, so I knew I always wanted to do something like in sports. After I got done playing at UCF, I kind of was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with life, right? And so it was two things. I got my degree in criminal justice, and then so I wanted to, explore possibly a career in law enforcement. And while I was going through that process, one of my buddies that I played with actually hit me up about, coming out to help him out at a local high school and at coaching. And so when I, went out there, I just kind of fell in love with it, and it took off really, really fast for me. And I knew like I wanted to do something in the athletics arena, specifically football, because that was my area of expertise, right? And so I know what the game did for me in terms of giving me an opportunity to get a college degree. I met a lot of lifelong friends, traveled a lot of places because of the game of football. And so I knew that I wanted to give those experiences back to, guys behind me and kind of, lift as I climb, so to speak. And that's why I kind of got into coaching.
Okay, cool.
Now, what are some of the coaches that you looked up to when you started coaching, like when you first got into it?
Yeah, so the guy that I actually played for has played a big influence in my coaching philosophy and style, which is George O'Leary. He was very, very tough to play for, and at the time it wasn't always fun. But looking back at that experience as an adult, I pull a lot of things from what he taught us in terms of structure, organization, accountability, and I incorporated those things into my own personal life, and it's allowed me to have success. And so I kind of built my programs based on those core values and principles as well. And so George O'Leary influenced me a lot. The next guy would probably be Ray Bonner, who I work for at Cedar Grove High School. He's a legendary high school coach here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
He kind of got the foundation started at Cedar Grove, and then it kind of took off from there. And so I was on staff with him, Jimmy Smith, who's a running backs coach at Arkansas. Miguel Patrick is the D-line coach at UAB now. Perry Parks is the wide receiver coach at Coastal Carolina. So we had like a ton of like all-star young coaches, and we all kind of cut our teeth in the profession there. And Ray B taught us a lot, man, like just how to deal with kids, build relationships, because he let us run practice, but he just came down and kind of had those relationships with the kids, and they all loved him, kind of like an OG, you know what I'm saying? And so,
I got you.
yeah, like that he's one of my definite mentors. And I learned a lot from, Coach Napier being at Florida, man, like very organized, detailed, structured, very intentional, very patient and intentional about how he moves and goes about things. And so, I'm definitely going to take some stuff I learned there with me here.
Gotcha. What do you think the biggest difference will be, Coach, between coaching in college and coaching in high school?
It's a lot of differences,
besides the obvious, of course, you're dealing with a lot of TV media personnel. I know Mceachern, like you said, has a lot of resources. I actually have a best friend that live in the neighborhood right beside the school, so I'm up there all the time, man. I'm very familiar with the campuses and been to a lot of y'all games. What do you think the biggest difference will be or adjustment will be for you yourself?
I think, being that I started as a high school coach, for me, man, it's kind of like riding a bike. You kind of never forget how to do it, right?
Gotcha.
But I'm going to be better this go-round because of what I learned on the next level. And I think where I bring value to a high school program is that I've actually sat on the other side of the deal. You know what I'm saying? Being in college, I know the kind of conversations they're having inside those rooms when it comes to recruiting, what they're looking for specifically in terms of, dimensions on kids and things of that nature. So I could kind of guide my kids through, that process and let them know, this is BS, don't go to this, go to that, and kind of help them better find a fit, right? And then obviously, for me, I think in college you have a lot of time just kind of sit there and just really dissect, play schematically, things of that nature, and game
Mm-hmm.
plan. Whereas in high school, you kind of got to balance a few other things as well. So that'll be a small adjustment for me, but nothing that I can't handle because the infrastructure here is really, really good. And the administration allows me to kind of, be free and do what I need to do to get the program right. So I think I'll be, a lot better this go around because of what I learned on the next level.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, now this is a curveball question, Steve. So I apologize, but I was just wondering how did the Florida thing even?
Oh hell, here we go.
But I ain't gonna keep it Florida. I ain't gonna mess with Steve today. You know what I'm saying?
That was
But
just playing.
now how did that opportunity even present itself?
Mm. Yeah, so college football, man, is kind of like all about who you know, like, and or who knows
Gotcha.
you, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's how they hire, man. Like, believe it or not, it's sometimes not even based off your ability or what you can do. It has to do with what kind of value do you bring to the table in recruiting, and basically who knows you, right? So, um, I met Coach Napier back in 2015 when he was a receiver coach at Alabama. And so he was recruiting. I had three Army All Americans on my team. Trayvon Mullen plays for the Ravens now. Benjamin
Mm-hmm.
Victor, who ended up going to Ohio State, who was the kid he was recruiting. He was a receiver. And then I had Malik Young, who ended up going to Miami. And so all three of those guys, were, like I said, Army All Americans. He came in. He kind of just saw the structure I had, how I kind of went about my business. I was prepared, organized. I ran my practices pretty smooth, and he just kind of kept up with me. A lot of college coaches, I met through that recruiting, deal over the years, being a high school guy and having a lot of highly rated kids, and so he just followed me. And so when I got to UCF, I was there for a year with Gus, and then he got to Florida. He needed a guy that had connections in both Atlanta and South Florida, and then he had a D-line opportunity open, and he asked me if I wanted to join him, and I said absolutely.
That's cool. I always wondered, like when folks make that jump, from
Mm-hmm.
high school to college, it's like how does that even happen? So thank you
Yeah.
for giving us that insight. Um, Now, what's more fulfilling if you can choose one? Getting a kid from high school to college or getting a guy from college ready for the NFL?
Yeah, definitely getting a kid from high school to college is more rewarding to me because that will change the entire trajectory of his life and maybe even his
Yep.
family's life, right? Getting a college degree, opening him up to those experiences. I can just think about one guy in particular. My very first kid, as a head coach that I helped get a scholarship. He was my only signee that year, my first year. His name is Lucas Irons. He went to Liberty University, and he was a kid that was at-risk kid. He went to a bunch of alternative schools for his first 3 years. He got kicked out of his first high school, and his last year he came to me at Coconut Creek. And Coconut Creek was kind of like a almost like a halfway house, so to speak, for kids that are at risk. Man, like when they
I
get kicked
got you.
out of their school, they go to alternative school, and then they bring them back in the
Mm-hmm.
system through Coconut Creek. So when
Oh
he
no.
came to us, he hadn't played ball since his freshman year, and it was like JV, right? And so he came to us. He played varsity for 1 year. Obviously, his last year he was our starting linebacker. Had an unbelievable season, and I kept telling him like he didn't have any offers because he wasn't going to no camps and things of that nature in the summertime. And I told him, man, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna get you there. I'm gonna get you there. Just keep doing what you're supposed to do. Get your grades. I was staying on top of him about his grades because he was kind of like lax in that area. Long story short, he ended up going to Liberty on a full ride. Right, had a good career towards ACLs last year, but he ended up graduating, and now he's in medical sales, making six figures. You know what I'm saying? Bought his first house at 27 years old,
Oh
and
word. That's what's up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
that's
first. He's the first college graduate in his immediate family, and so like that changed his whole life just going to school. Right?
Mm-hmm.
NFL is cool. It's not for long though. That's what it stands for, NFL. Right? Getting that
yep.
college degree, getting a kid to that next level, and getting him out of his environment where he's not necessarily always surrounded by the most positive people. That'll help him more than getting to the NFL.
Gotcha,
Man.
gotcha. Coach, how do you feel about this thing with NIL coming from the college level, going back to high school, and how do you deal with kids in high school level trying to focus on NIL? Have you even had to deal with it as of yet?
Not yet. I think NIL, man, it's kind of got screwed up because the intention of it was to
Mm-hmm.
allow college kids to monetize off their name, image, and likeness, right? But
Yep.
now it's kind of being perverted where kids are leveraging it and only strictly concerned about it in the recruiting process. So they're making mistakes and going to places just for the money instead of going for where they actually fit, where they're going to be coached up and actually get a good experience, right? Because you can look at schools like, for example, the A&Ms of the world, like Texas A&M. They had a top recruiting class, but
Yeah.
like a third, 3/4 of their recruiting class left in a
They
year.
left.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So they went and got a bag for a year, or maybe they didn't even get it, right? And now they're gone. And now you're kind of all over the place. You're in the portal. You might get picked up. You might not. So I think, NIL in its, original form and what it's intended to be is good. But when you start trying to leverage it, in terms of recruiting and even against your own team, right? Letting people know like, hey, man, if you don't give me this kind of money, I'm going to get in the portal. Now it's kind of like you're throwing a fly in the ointment that's kind of hard to remove.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how do you feel as far as NIL being available to high school kids? Like we're seeing states make it like Florida,
Texas.
California.
Texas.
I think Louisiana has it now.
Yeah.
Like you're starting to
Texas.
see more
Yeah.
Texas. You're starting to see more to where these kids in high school now can get NIL and seeing how, like you just said, it's perverted now. So it's just not, the kid going to a Jeep
Yeah.
commercial. It's the parents, it's the recruiting, it's everything.
Yeah, the parents, the funny thing, it's always the parents, man. The parents they make it real complicated sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's a slippery slope, man. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I wish I did. Like, in terms of it coming down into the high schools, like it's probably only a matter of time before it comes here in Georgia. And you're
Yep.
just gonna have to adjust and adapt, man. I think anytime you involve money, it muddies the waters. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know what the answer is. It's tough. It takes away, I think, from the pureness and authenticity of what team sports is about. But I
Yep.
get it though. If you have a popular kid like the kid Juju Lewis at Carrollton that can monetize and again change his entire family's life by signing an NIL deal, I can't be against that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He earned that.
Yeah.
And so I think, you just got to continue to create value within your program as a head coach and make it attractive for where kids want to be there and enjoy their experience while they're with you.
Gotcha. Now, Coach, I had Mceachern. I'm here in Georgia. I follow high school football. I'm in Stockbridge.
Okay.
So I'm following heavy. Mceachern was 4-6 last year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys do to turn that around this year, in your opinion? Have you had a chance to look at the film yet and say this is kind of what I've seen and what I want to implement? How do you guys get back to the playoffs?
I think, man, at the end of the day, man, Mceachern, these kids got pride. Just being here for 2 weeks, they want to work. They want to be better. I think the key is establishing relationships and building rapport with the players, the community, the parents, so that everybody's bought in to the mission at hand, right? And so when you get that buy-in, they're going to work and do exactly what you ask them to do, And so
Yep.
I don't think it'll be a hard flip. I think the biggest piece is just repairing the relationships in the community, being visible, making sure that our young players are being, staying with us within the program. And then, just teaching our kids ball, simplifying the game, both offensively, defensively, so they can play fast and physical and be who they are. And so after that, man, I think everything will take care of itself. I do think we have enough to be a playoff team. I think we have enough to compete for the region, and then once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
That's correct. Now you say reason. Funny you mentioned that. I was going to ask you this too.
Right.
Now you guys are in that new 7A that they created back in 2016, but now they're getting rid of it in the end of 2024. Have you guys been told already where you're going to go as far as relocating, region wise, or?
Yeah, there's projections that I've seen, but obviously nothing is going to be official. They're not going to release that for a while, so I really don't know. I've seen, like I said, projections, but that's just hearsay right now.
Gotcha. Okay, but they are getting rid of it in 2024. That is correct.
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what do you say? The last year they were 2-3 at home. For Mceachern, I've been to Mceachern games. Steve's been to Mceachern games. I actually got the referee of Mceachern game, which is nuts. So talk about the home field advantage of a Mceachern. I know a lot of guys that went to Mceachern, a lot of alumni, and they proud of having that M on their chest. Man, how do you plan on using that that alumni base and just that community to kind of get that excitement back into the Mceachern stands?
I think, making those guys know that they always welcome to come back, man. Like I know how I feel when I go back to UCF and They let me get sideline access, and you know what I'm saying. Like I still highlight the players and things of that nature, and just again reconnecting with those cats, letting them know they always welcome to come here. This is their program, right? Like Mceachern was here before me. It's gonna be here long after me. So them guys, you know, had literally laid blood, sweat, and tears into the program. They invested in it, and they're always welcome to come back and be a part of it. Talk to the team if they want to. You know what I'm saying? I always make time for the alumni to feel a part of what we got going on here, because at the end of the day, they'll forever be Mceachern. You know, coaches change, but you are who you are when you graduate from a place, and so I respect that, and just continue to build those relationships so they know that they're welcome.
Yes. Now, Coach, as a new coach coming into a new program, like you said, you've been there for 2 weeks. Last year, you guys ended on a 3-game slide. Like, how do you get them to get rid of that, or get past that, or get that taste out of their mouth to move on to a new season? Preseason workouts are about to start for you guys now, of course. Off-season workouts, rather. What's your approach when you're coming in as a new coach to kind of change the culture for your team?
Yeah. I mean, last year is last year. Like, that's done and over with. We have nothing to do with that. We moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And so you come in and you immediately establish new norms and expectations. You kind of lay the vision out, which I've done, you know, last week, and kind of tell them, like, okay, this is where we want to go, and then this is how we're going to get there. You kind of give them the answers to the
Okay.
test, right? So you put it in front of them, and then once you make a plan, you work the plan. You know what I'm saying? And so we've been starting to work the plan already, and starting Monday, we got, you know, after school conditioning drills and things of that nature. We're gonna start doing with the guys, and so you just start working your plan, man, and you try to be as organized as possible. And I think when the kids see that, you know, this guy knows what he's talking about, he's organized, he's ready to go, they all for it. But these guys, they've been working great, man. Like I said, I've been shocked completely, like at how fastly they bought in. They were ready for some change. They were ready for some fresh energy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I consider myself to be a bit of a player's coach in a sense where I'm gonna listen to them. I'm gonna hear what they say. You know, I asked them questions like, "What were the issues here last year? What did you guys want? What do you guys want to see moving forward from us and as a program and as a school, right?" And then when you listen to them and you hear them out, you try to, you know, make accommodations to make sure that, you know, they have what they need to be the best versions of themselves every day.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
I agree.
Do you have any guys that's standing out so already? Like you say, you know, you just got there a few weeks ago, but any players that you're like, yeah, this kid, man, I can tell he's gonna
I know
be.
some kids, but I don't know if they returning, so I ain't gonna say. I said I did my research here. I know some guys. They were junior last year. I don't know if they're coming back as senior, so I won't mention no names.
I got you. But no, I have. I mean, a couple kids that, you know, right now we just been in the weight room for the most part, but I watch tape. I know Daniel James, he's a corner that's really, really highly recruited. He's getting offers every single day. I think he just popped Wake Forest right before we jumped on here. But, you know, he's a kid that works really hard. He asks a lot of questions. He's articulate. He's smart. So I can tell he got something to him. And his tape is really good, too. RJ Eccles would be another kid. He's a
That's
two-way
him. That's the
player.
one. That's the one
Yeah.
that I seen all over. You got your wide receiver there, I believe, and
Play
cornerback,
corner too, safety. Yeah, he's an
quarterback.
athlete. So
Yeah,
yeah, so we'll see. You know, but he's been working good. Parker McClendon is an offensive lineman. That's also really good for him. He's their center last year. He's a solid kid, really strong athlete. So you know, we got some pieces, and then our quarterback, Jaden Kinney, he's going to be pretty good too, man. I think he had an ACL injury last year, but you know, from watching the games he did playing, he can throw it around and he can run, so he can really use, you know, hurt people with his legs. And I'm excited about, you know, what's to come for him.
Son, he got a nice little core to start with, man. Spoils the
Yeah,
riches out there in Mceachern.
yeah, man. Good players make good coaches, man. So
that's
Hey,
don't
true.
be fooled.
That's true. That's
and
true.
that's 100% real. So professionally, right? You've, like you said, you went to Westlake, you was at Griffin, you got to go to Florida, get that under your belt. Now that you're Mceachern, like, what's your ultimate goal? Like your dream goal? Are you a guy that's like, yo, I'm gonna just be a high school legend, do this for 50 years and go down the history books, or you know, you want a college pros? Like, you know, what do you want for yourself?
Yeah, you know, so like initially, like you asked me this question 5 years ago, it was I want to be a college coach. Like that was my goal. So I took jobs to strategically align with, you know, where I can have success and then get an opportunity. And so, you know, but now being that I've kind of checked that box in my head, you know, I'm happy here. This was a dream job of mine, as a high school coach. I said, if I ever get the Mceachern job, like that's my dream job. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna sit down for a while, you know. And so I'm here now. My dream, my immediate goal is to win a state championship. And so, you know, once I do that, you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I want to do it again and a couple more times and continue to do it, you know. But I'm really happy here. The administration's been great. The resources here are unbelievable. This is a really unique place. Like it's just, I don't know, man. Like it'll be hard to walk away from this place. It'll have to take a really unique opportunity for me to leave. And so I have no intentions of going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah, when you walk on the campus, you really feel like it's different. Even riding by the school, like I said, my best friend, man, he lives right in that neighborhood next to the school, and bro, you feel the difference. He talks about the band, he hears the band playing, practicing. He's like, bro, you feel like you really at the game during the practice. So yeah. No, Mceachern's different. It's different.
Nah, it's super different, man. Like I said, like it's like a mini college for real. Yeah. Like every varsity sport has their own practice facility. Like, you know, we gotta, you know, again, the resources are just unbelievable. It's unique. And then the proximity to Atlanta makes it special too, because like it's not like you got to go way to South Georgia or way up in the mountains to North Georgia or way out west. You know, you right here outside of Atlanta, so you get to still enjoy all the perks of living in the city, but you gonna coach big time football and have all the resources of all those other places.
Man, I got to referee. Well, I guess be the clock referee on the sideline for a Mceachern game. Mceachern and Grayson, I was like, yo, it's different. I said that this is different. And I was just surprised that because I got to do like Mceachern middle and JV, but that varsity atmosphere, I was like, yo, this is I don't get how these kids, man, like the mentality to play in front of the people like that. I'm like, yo, you gotta be that guy or know you're that guy to even get in that
There's
crowd,
nothing going on in Powder Springs on a Friday night but Mceachern football. You got Mceachern out there. I think it's another big one around the corner. But yeah, football. It's football on Friday. Football in Georgia is huge, man. And Coach, I'm happy you now a part of this, man. I'm happy you coming out here. You planted your flag at Mceachern. I'm gonna be watching, man. I'm gonna be at the games. Definitely hit you up, man, to see if we can get you back on, talk about how you guys' season is going. If you ever got any players that you want to get interview skills, that's kind of why we do this. We want to connect with the players, get them that personable skills that they're gonna need on the next level. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to be able to speak to people if they want to get their NIL or if they want to be able to be on TV and have those interviews. So that's what this platform is for. That's what we love to do. We talk sports, but we love to give those athletes a chance to come on and shine on any level. So
especially the big guys.
Yeah, we love the big guys. Yeah, the big guys. Man, the O lineman and D lineman, we show them extra love because my boy KB got film every week. He playing D lineman now, so offensive lineman. So, Coach, man, we appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
I got one.
You got one more. My bad.
I got one last question, and this is a more personal thing. What advice would you give to a guy or lady wanting to follow kind of your footsteps at coaching at high school and college, because you're a relatively young guy and you've got a lot of coaching under your belt, just navigating, man, like you have a family, you have all these things that people kind of use as an excuse not to get into it, because coaching is it's a whole lot of time.
Sacrifice for sure.
Yeah, man. So what advice would you give someone that's trying to carve out that career path of just being a coach?
I think you got to, first of all, like you said, you got to understand it's a sacrifice. It takes sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Both time-wise, sometimes financially, right? And so you just got to understand that that's part of the deal. You got to understand that sometimes you're going to have to move and be mobile, right? Like I moved 3 times in the past 2 years, and I'm just tired of moving. But, you know, that's why I say I'm going to sit down for a little while. But
I got you.
But, you know, I think the first thing is be a star in whatever role you're in at the moment, right? Be a star in your role. Do your job and own it wherever you're at. I like to say grow where you're planted, right? Because once you do a great job for whoever you're working for, they will have no issue with you pursuing something for yourself and helping you get there. And so I was a great assistant before I became before I became a head coach, right? And so I took pride in, you know, my unit, my D-line, and then I took pride in being a coordinator. And then obviously I take pride in being a head coach. And I always made sure I presented myself and understood that everything and anyone you meet, it's always an interview. You know what I'm saying? Because I never knew Coach Napier would be the head coach at the University of Florida, 7 years later after I met him. And so because he met me and I was organized, prepared, and I understood that, I stuck in his brain. And when he got opportunity to hire me, he did at SEC school. And so, I think understanding that piece and then just understanding the sacrifices that you're going to have to take and make to aspire to whatever level it is you want to, be at, you'll be able to navigate a whole lot better that way. And so, that would be my advice. Just grow where you're planted, be organized, professional, dependable. And then when you do make a move, make sure you make a strategic move to align with your goals and your visions for success.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Like Steve said, man, we appreciate you coming on here, man. And we definitely gonna be following. Look, we got a couple schools in Georgia got to follow Griffin, touchdown Tony.
You got to touch the quarterback from Griffin. How long ago were you at Griffin, Coach?
I was there from 19 to 21. 2020. Yeah, just over 2 years.
So you may know Tony, the quarterback.
I coached his brother Prince. Like I had Tony too. Tony was a freshman when I was there.
Yeah, we had Tony on the show.
We had Tony on the show. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, we had Bryce Lovett, Florida. We had him before. I think he had just got the offer. He came on.
Okay. So, he's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, he was funny, man. But man, we're gonna keep in touch, man. And I know Steve, he's in the city. I'm in Texas. But I know he's gonna make his presence known if he goes to a Mceachern game.
I'm going.
Anytime,
I'm there,
man.
I'm there, Coach.
Pull up, man. We got you.
Cool.
All right. Again, Coach, we appreciate it, man. We're gonna take a quick timeout, quick commercial break, and we'll be back. And again, Coach, we appreciate your time this morning.
All love, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right.
Let me. There you go. Look, I said quick commercial, and I ain't even got a commercial cue. My bad.
Hey,
so
man.
We're going to roll on,
roll through it. My bad. Hey, man, shout out to Coach, man. See, that's why I love bringing them coaches on, because guess what? Steve going to be in here, Mceachern, in my T-shirt. I'm going to be on the sideline, standing over there with Coach, doing interviews. Coach, how do you guys need to what do you need to do in the second half to get back in this game? Yeah, that's going to be toe-to-toe, man. We bringing that to y'all coming next season. Watch for them silly. I got a whole – but listen, I got something I'm working on, but they don't even know it. The toe-to-toe when this football season roll around next year.
Oh, boy. This is the off season. This is the off season. So, yeah, man, shout out to Coach, man. This joint. But, yeah, man, so let's get back into
the John Morant, man. John Morant and this gun. John Morant. So, first of all, the way I was raised, everybody has a gun. You automatically assume everybody has a gun. I'm from the South. Everybody has a gun. There were guns in my house when I grew up. Guns in my grandmama's house. Everybody had at least a shotgun or something. You know what I mean? If you're from the South, guns don't really you don't have a problem with guns. Now, what I got a problem with is showing the gun. You're only supposed to show it if you're about to use it. So when John Morant is brandishing a firearm, yeah, I think he should. He deserved the 2 games. I think he should. Yeah, that's a valid suspension, bro. Now, am I as appalled as everybody that he even has a gun? No, because I feel like if you're a $200 million guy, people are gonna be after you. You're gonna have to hire security. But even with then, I still got my own gun on me too. I got my 5.2. What if my security go down taking somebody down? This one go down taking somebody else down. And now I'm running by myself with no gun? Are you crazy? Right, give me one of them guns. Give me one of them pistols too.
If somebody John Wick your security, ain't
give me one of them
pistols
too. I don't care. I'd rather be caught with it than caught without it. Y'all crazy, bro.
I get that mindset.
No, my boy.
I get that mindset of black man rolling around Atlanta, right? I don't get that mindset.
Yeah, now that's different.
Millionaire basketball player,
completely different. Now I'm not traveling I'm not traveling to another state with the gun. I'm just talking about me strictly being here in Atlanta. If I was a millionaire basketball player at home, if I'm at home, even if I'm not from Atlanta, I could be from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm still gonna carry a gun in my hometown if I'm there visiting, if I'm out. If I'm a millionaire, bro, even if I have security, I still want a pistol. Give me a little one. Just let me have one on me.
Now, that's the thing. When you get certain resources in your life, right? There's certain things that have to be done, have to be made. These guys keep entourage and all that, right? So at the end of the day, Ja Morant, you have your armed security. Like if you're out and about, you know what I'm saying? You have security with you, your family, blah, blah, blah. When you're not on some official stuff and you just rolling, I understand having one in your whip. I understand having it in your car. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're going somewhere, yo, let your homeboy or two be the one.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But
one of them guns is mine, though. I'm telling you now. As soon as something pop out, hand me that gun. Give my gun. Give my gun.
I get
give
that.
my gun.
He can have
give my gun. Give my gun. Yep. Give my gun. Give my gun. There you go. There you go.
You keep somebody on payroll as security. That's just your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? To be like, look, if something happened when we go to this club or whatever, y'all there, we good. That you know is going down for you regardless. Even if they weren't hired, they would still do the same. However, Ja Morant wasn't pulled over with the joint. He wasn't in a scuffle and it fell out or he pulled it on somebody. He was just on social media, just
he was in the club with it. Like, come on, bro, what are you doing? What in your mind went off that said this is a good idea for me to show this pistol?
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Nike is gonna like this.
The first time somebody ever buys a gun,
I know it, bro. I got a homeboy. I ain't gonna say his name. I ain't gonna say his name.
Watching. If you ever
been around somebody that first time who buy one, especially if it's if it's a dude who really ain't about those street stuff either, and they his first time really ever handling a gun, like, yeah, you know them guys that stay away from them. Cause them boys just be taking pictures with the gun and
they get his first Dodge Charger, and he getting the joint up. Woo. You like, come on, fam, what is Careless your first one.
You're right. You're right.
And that's what I think. That's what Ja was like. I got it and it's just
why you got to go showing the gun though, my boy? What are we doing?
You're young. You dumb. And I think that's when people have to also put in the context. Ja Morant, what, 22?
He's still a kid. He's still a kid. He's a kid with $200 million. So it's hard to kind of tell them kind of kids what to do, when to do it. You know that. There's nobody probably Ja Morant's dad is not going to him saying, hey, son, don't do this.
He just turned 23 in August.
Ja Morant's dad is not going to him saying, hey, boy, put that up. He can't do that.
No,
you can't do that.
People that kind of pissed me off too. People coming at his dad.
That ain't got nothing to do with his dad.
Ja Morant, hold on, real quick. Let me put something up here.
Ja Morant, they ain't got nothing to do with his daddy though, bro.
Let me make sure this parental advisory thing is up. Ja Morant is a grown ass man. He is a grown ass man. At the end of the day, as a parent, if you got kids or if you don't have kids and you're like, why he ain't, all you can do is try to instill certain things into your child so that when they leave your house and they get older, that they conduct themselves as a good person in society. That is it. That's it. What they
can't control what they do.
I can tell my kid to be nice to strangers, do all this stuff. And if he go outside and just decide to start punching people in the face, that's his choice. I can't control that. There's nothing I can do. I didn't raise him to do that. That's not something that he do in the household. If he goes to this bus stop,
I will say something going on over there in KB and Jim's house. This nigga just walk out the door and start punching for.
What you want me to do? They can't be like, the parent, you should have told him. What you want me to tell him? It happened. You think Ja Morant got the gun in front of his dad being like, Daddy, look what he was in a club with his friends. He was drunk, under the influence. He probably a joint came on, like, you know what I'm saying? Some thug or something probably.
You know, that drill music. That drill music make you want to grab your pistol now. It do now. That's why I listen to that 2023 music. It make you want to grab a gun.
That's like
listen to that music, man.
That's like listening to what's
drill
the
music.
joint?
That's what they call that shit. Drill
No,
music.
what's the joint that what Diamond Goody the up in the club shaking my dreads.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember that?
yeah, yeah.
You
Oh
know when
yeah.
that
Nuck
joint
if you
came
buck.
on,
Nuck if you buck.
Look if you
Oh
buck, head
yeah.
buster. You knew that was at the end of the night. You like,
Yeah, they
all right,
played that.
man.
You knew lights about to come on. Yeah, it's about
You
to
know,
be a
you're like,
fight.
all right, ain't
Yeah,
nobody about to try nothing tonight. Let me keep my head on a swivel. That joint
man,
played
listen.
all night. Imagine that all night. No, bro.
But
Nah.
I have a cousin D. He used to get kicked out the skating ring every time that song came on. Cause Big Boy about to go in there throwing bowls and throwing hit and start hitting folks. And you'll see him getting escorted on out the team club every time it came on,
Always won,
man.
man. And
Always won, bro.
Josh surrounded. He protected. It's kind of like when it's like when Drake talked tough. Like I don't expect Drake to come and smack me with a gun, but his friends might. But I don't expect Drake to do it.
That's what
That's the thing
Charleston
with
White be
him, like,
saying. That's what Charleston White be talking about these guys. Charleston White be telling y'all, these guys ain't tough now. They friends. They might have some dumb cousins back there that might do
yeah,
something stupid. But they ain't, yeah.
yeah, man. So I think it's just luckily nothing happened. Nothing came from it. The NBA had us do something because it was made public. I think
Yeah.
the media,
But I think no.
having fun
After
with it.
that Gilbert Arenas situation, if y'all know who Gilbert Arenas is,
Yeah,
after that Gilbert Arenas
that's
situation,
different.
they actually said that you can't have a firearm on NBA premises, on team premises. That means the bus, the plane, the facility.
Yeah.
So they were like, hey bro, you're in Denver, Colorado. You went from Memphis, Tennessee to Denver, Colorado. How do you have this firearm? Did you take it on the plane? Because if you did, that's 50 games automatically.
Yeah.
So that's what they're like. Well, how you get this gun, John Morant, in Colorado at this club? Because you ain't went and bought no gun in Colorado because you're not a
Just be like
resident.
when somebody had it, and I just at the end
Oh,
of
so
the
they
day,
brought
man,
it on the plane. So somebody got a problem with TSA somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
it's
You got
definitely it's definitely one of them things where it's like, man, it was stupid. I don't mind the jokes and stuff like funny, but don't crucify the kid as if he went
yeah.
and was
Nah.
shooting the
I'm glad
joint or pulled it on somebody.
Nike didn't go
Right.
to start talking about pulling deals.
Right.
I think after Kanye, I think these big companies have learned. Y'all better thank Kanye because a lot of people call Kanye crazy, but I think y'all better be thanking
No, because
Kanye
remember
because these big companies ain't pulling these deals. They don't have to think about that.
Nike pull Kyrie, so they'll do it. They got enough.
That was around the same time. But you see now, I believe Nike gonna eventually have to go back to Kyrie. You're gonna have to go back. I think Nike. I don't think Kyrie will go back. But just like Adidas and Yeezy, I believe that once they see that those profits, it take about 6 months to a year to see your profit range. Once you see your profit margins have dropped, I mean, that'll make any company change their mind. So, I mean, you got to know your value, man. Kanye didn't bend, he didn't fold. He walked up out that thing, and now they come back and rework the deal because they got a whole bunch of shoes they can't sell. And we ain't buying no Yeezy without the logo, so you can throw them in the trash.
Right. I would. I don't care. But but yeah, man, and leave his daddy alone, man. Like he a grown man.
Yeah, man, Ja did his own
in the
thing.
club with him. He sits courtside and cheer on his son.
Hey, but hold on. Speaking about parents and parenting and athletes, let's talk about Lamar Jackson and his mama being his agent and how I think that is hindering Lamar Jackson getting paid.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Lamar Jackson, is he the first quarterback to be blackballed in free agency in his prime after MVP season?
Is he? I don't know if he's being blackballed, but I think they probably. You don't have anyone to filter these conversations between you and the employer, the team. So whereas the agent would be sitting there having a conversation with them, saying, "Yeah, we want this and that because Lamar has done this and this," they would be coming back and saying, "Well, Lamar is not really the most accurate. Lamar is not really this. He ain't been healthy." You hearing this firsthand, whereas the agent probably would filter the information because he wants his player and his team to have a good relationship because they make the money for the agent. Lamar is looking at this thing like, "Hey, it's just me and you. What's up? What you gonna do for me? This is what I want from you." There is no filter. And I feel like that's a problem because you need somebody to lie to you. I'm sorry. Sometimes you need somebody to lie to you. And that's what your agent is for. Your agent is there to lie to both sides. That's what you pay him for. To get he's paid to get the most out of your situation. And I think Lamar Jackson is missing that in these negotiations. That's just my opinion, my boy.
So my opinion, Lamar's contract issues are solely based on him having no leverage in the situation. At the end of the day, he has zero leverage.
But he ain't got no agent to tell him that.
But I mean, even if he had an agent, at the end of the day,
they can at least tell him like, bro, this is a big deal. We got to take this. Ain't nobody else gonna do this. Right. He don't know that now. He don't know that.
The only thing you can do in Lamar Jackson to force anything is just I'm not gonna sign the free agency thing. I'm gonna just sit out. But when they make that non-exempt, like the more, I think I was watching Adam Schefter. He broke it down what that non-exempt offer is. So a lot of times we see with the player, we see the non-exempt that the team can match. It's not made a big deal. You're just like a tight end, wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? You might be 40 mil, 50 at the most. Something not nothing crazy. I didn't know that when the team submits an offer sheet, that money counts against their cap. That money sits on their cap until the team has the opportunity to match the offer or decline it. So that whole time, that money just sitting on your book. So you putting that money just in, in escrow, just chilling. Now the issue with that is Lamar is trying to get north of 250 guaranteed. So a team has to do that. So that's pretty much how I explained it. Whereas the team that wants Lamar has to do all the legwork. They have to work out the deal. They have to put the money on their books. They have to do everything. And then the Ravens could be like, y'all got it. And give me them picks or we'll match it. Because they could easily match it and just be like, all right, yeah, cool. That's fine. We'll do that. And that's the issue. They say that it's not so much teams don't want him. It's they don't want to have the money on their books before free agency and giving up those picks without knowing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of convoluted issues. And the Ravens kind of, they did him dirty with that. I think this one, like, they did him dirty. And this is the business aspect. And this is why when players sit out, I don't be mad. When guys be like, yo, I'm not playing on this contract, I don't be mad because NFL teams have leverages and things put into place like this to where now you're handicapping the guy that would, if he didn't have this non-exempt, he probably would have a trade with Atlanta. He probably would have something in place to go somewhere with the 49ers or something like that. But
I feel like so many teams that need a quarterback right now, it's crazy that they're not going to get this dude, bro. I don't care how you want to say it. I don't care nothing about the contract. I don't care nothing about the guaranteed money. It's so many teams, Atlanta included, right now, that could use a quarterback going into their prime, former MVP, led the league in touchdowns. Bro, what are we talking about? It's got to be collusion, bro. These owners are doing this purposely. All this is a ploy. Bro, it doesn't make any sense that teams have not went and got this dude, bro. You don't let a starting quarterback. We've seen teams give up hella picks to get their starting quarterback, bro, just to go get the guy that they think is the guy. And you're telling me that a guy proven, in a situation like Atlanta where they're desperately starving for a winning season and a winning situation, you don't go and get that. You were about to break your neck to get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to go get Lamar?
Right, what? Get and just offer Lamar the same thing, just add 10 mil on there.
Exactly, my bro. What are we talking about?
Like, I don't think Lamar is like, yo,
I think the NFL has all got together and said that we are not giving Lamar what he wants.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland owner went rogue last time. They probably ain't even called his ass this time. Jeff Lewis. They probably ain't even call him. You ain't got nothing to do with this conversation. You stay over there. Everybody else, look, this is how we doing this. Because there's no way you're not going giving up that. But the Browns went rogue last time.
I think not necessarily it went rogue, but they started it, and they're like, ho, 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 ho. No. Because you prove these unproven guys like Daniel Jones just got 40 mil for 4 years, for 3-4 years, 40 mil a season. What? For what? For nothing. For nothing. But it's just a chance. We're like, yo, I don't want to have to rebuild at the quarterback position. So let me just stick with the headache I know and pay him 40 mil a year because the team had a good year last year.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is about to be out the league a year ago.
And now he getting $40 million. $40 million.
So yeah, I think like you said, man, somebody gotta. I don't understand, or maybe a team is keeping it under wraps. With these whole reports of, reportedly not interested. I think we'll see on Wednesday when the new leagues, when the new thing starts, because all it takes is one team, and I think
I
he
don't
does
see
get
how
traded.
Arthur Blank doesn't look at that situation and say, I need that. Go get me that. Go get me Lamar. I don't see how Arthur Blank, knowing the city that we in, what's up, Kels? Knowing the city that we in, knowing what's going on, I do not see how Arthur Blank does not, just like Deshaun Watson. When he looked at Deshaun Watson, bro, was like, hey, go get me that. Then they came back and said, well, we got to give him everything guaranteed. He said, hell no, leave it over there. Okay, I'm cool with that. But unless Lamar is wanting everything fully guaranteed, I do not see how Atlanta does not go get
it probably is. Like, you look at the history, see.
I'm not giving you a fully guaranteed contract. I'm not doing that.
Kirk Cousins contract fully guaranteed.
I'm not doing that.
You have a lot of teams with this fully guaranteed. That's just the way it's going. Like, a lot of positions have been fully. They'll be like, all right, yeah, give me the signing bonus of 30 mil, and then every year after that, you can pay me 5 mil fully guaranteed. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on, man.
I'm not doing that with Lamar. I'm not doing it.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, because things starting to shake. Like, we see this Browns trade happen. Good God Almighty!
What you talking about? The Panthers.
The Panthers gave up a future.
I hope they draft Anthony Richardson at 1.
Please,
God, please, Lord, please let them draft Anthony Richardson. I hope he was at that combine and he just blew them away so much that 40 time that he ran, the fastest ever for a quarterback, the best high jump he ever had for a quarterback he recorded ever. Please let the Panthers take Anthony Richardson. I am praying that's what they moved up to do.
No, man, I hope not.
And man. Not Bryce Young.
Any player, any quarterback that's getting drafted by the Carolina Panthers is set up to fail.
They traded your best wide receiver. Why you gonna draft a quarterback to trade away the best wide receiver they got?
Not only did you trade away your best receiver, you trade away your first round pick of this year, your second round pick of this year, next year's first, and next year's second, and DJ Moore. Fam, they were at what, 9?
Yeah. The Bears are still and they got Claypool from last. Don't forget they got Claypool they picked up. The Bears should have a decent offense. If Justin Fields can't do it this time.
Nah, they better that the receivers, it's not necessarily just the receivers. They have to rebuild that, and they better get some linemen to block. So now you move back to number 9. You can get the tackle from Georgia. You can get the tackle from Ohio State. Osiris. Or you can move back from 9, or you can move back from 9 to like 14.
12 or 14,
and pick up another pick and get 2 or 3 linemen.
Be like the Eagles next year. Be like the Eagles this year. Have all them picks and be competitive at the same time. So, we'll see.
He said, nah, I don't want him being picked at the Panthers. Nah, this one the Colts.
Yes, take him number 1 overall for the Panthers. Yes, sir. Please. It makes perfect sense. The swamp is not far from North Carolina. He'll have the perfect fan base. You know how many Gator fans would flock over the Do it.
I feel bad.
I really want them to do that.
Quarterback. I feel bad for any quarterback, even if Tyler Van Duke was up there. I feel bad for any quarterback that gets drafted. Tyler Van Dyke. Sorry, Tyler Van Dyke. Sorry. um, any quarterback that gets drafted in that situation, your first two picks of this year, next year, and DJ Moore, your number one wide receiver, fam. Who do they have left?
Ooh, say he better than Anthony Richardson. Ooh,
That's
yeah.
not even.
That might be. Oh, that might be debatable. Anybody that completed 53% of their passes in college is not my. I don't want him. I don't want him.
Again, I've
You
said it
gonna bring
multiple
him over here to be what Jalen Hurts was 2 years ago. Now, can he evolve from that? Maybe. The right quarterback coach?
the
Maybe.
right system. The Panthers ain't it, and
Oh, well,
he ain't even
I
the
hope
best
they
quarterback.
try. If he went to Atlanta, he might be able to work out. Honestly, he
He
might
ain't
be
even
able
the best
to.
quarterback on their roster. Get out
There
of here.
you go.
But yeah, man, I just don't feel. I feel bad for any for. I guarantee every quarterback that's in this draft, C.J. Stroud, Young, Anthony Richardson, even Will Levis, they saw that trade and was like, damn. Because I guarantee it, because you knew that trade was going to happen, especially with Jalen Carter dropping and all that. The Bears don't need a quarterback. They already committed to Fields. So it was just going to be, are the Colts going to get him? And when the Colts didn't go get him, and it's the Panthers. Oof.
I mean, Alabama's not too far from that, from Carolina, so I understand
Hey,
it.
and I've seen all the majority of
They
the
might
mocks
draft
have
Will
been.
Levis. They might draft Will Levis. You know how it is. You know how they do. They fall in love with that. With I
I
ain't gonna go
think
there. Like
I
Kendrick
think
Perkins said, we ain't gonna say it. I ain't gotta say it. Y'all know what Perk talking about.
I think that a lot of the mock drafts were Bryce Young. Bryce Young being the first quarterback. If Anthony was available at 9, I saw some Anthony and some CJ. I think honestly, CJ Stroud will probably get
Be the
drafted
best
1
quarter. He probably be the best quarterback in this class. I don't
because
know if he
I
get
think he
drafted
gives
one.
you the
They
best
love Bryce.
quality.
They love Bryce Young. They do.
They love Bryce Young, but him being 5'9", 5'10",
They
and
say he
all,
came in
and we
at
got to talk
six
about that
even,
too.
bro.
All of the Alabama guys are like 3 inches smaller than
Georgia taking them all. They ain't the same,
than
bro.
what
It
they
ain't the
said
same.
in their every
Yeah, Will Anderson
Alabama
came in
person,
at like 6 feet flat, 6'1" or something like
all
that.
of
Well,
them
he's
like
supposed to be 6'4",
2 or 3 inches,
6'5", ain't he?
2 or 3 inches taller in Bama numbers, and then they get to the combine and they just shrink 2 or 3 inches. We'll talk
That's
about that another day, inflating those books because
Nolan,
they did it.
Nolan Smith should be the first linebacker off the board, not Will Anderson. But anywho, moving on.
But no, I think CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud has the running ability that you need in the NFL. He can run enough, and I think he has the accuracy to be successful in the NFL, and he has the arm strength. So I think he probably is the best overall QB available. But if your offense is predicated on the run, like if you're the Colts and you want a Jalen Hurts type, I'm going to run it 5-7 times a game with my quarterback design runs. Yes, Anthony Richardson is your guy. If you're a guy that's like, I want my quarterback to be a magician back there because our O line's kind of bad, like the Texans, I need you to work magic. I understand Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? I understand certain fits. If you're I need a pocket QB, I need somebody who's going to make good decisions, and we can work on other things, then Will Levis might be your guy. I really think his best fit, and I think for the Panthers, the best fit for them would be CJ Stroud. I think the Texans, like I said, would be Bryce. The Colts, I think, would be AR. Will Levis, I don't know where he goes because I think he's not that great. I think I think Will Levis drops, honestly, and I think one of these guys that's under him, like somebody like a Wyoming or one of those guys that's like sitting there that most people don't know about. I think he may slide up before Will Levis. That's just my opinion. But yeah, man, I, the Panthers, man, I would not want to go there at all, at all.
Nope. They got a decent defense, but that's about it.
They got a few good players. They got some good DBs,
Now
and
they
they
talking about
have
the Panthers
Trent
may want
Burns,
to trade back.
huh?
Now they talking about the Panthers may want to trade down.
For real, that just broke.
Yep.
Yeah, because you probably sat back and was like, "You did you see that movie Draft Day?"
Yeah.
Remember he traded away them three first round picks and was like, oh damn. I think that's the thing. It's like, yo, you trade it, and then you be like, well, or you
That's
agree to a
stupid.
trade. Technically, the trade can't go through till Wednesday, but it's so public that they can't go through with it.
It's
But
about
I
now
can
the
see
Panthers
them.
say they're open to trading down one spot because they have two quarterbacks. They have two prospects that they want, so they can trade back the two. But why? Why would the number 2 team want to trade?
That's why you don't want to be a Panther, bro. You just gave up 4 picks and DJ Moore to a team. What do you think is about? Nobody's going to pay you that much to move up to number 1.
No.
Because I'm like, bro, you're nuts. I'll give you 2 firsts and a special teams guy.
Why you go up to 1 looking to trade back? You should have just stayed at 8 and went up and got your guy when he was on the board. Like,
I mean, maybe
maybe
the
they feel
Texans
like
weren't,
maybe.
certain teams weren't moving. Like the Texans weren't going to move, but you can move up to, take the Falcon spot. You can trade up. I'm sure there's teams that would have been open to it, but you go get number 1, and then you're like, man, I think we messed up here. Yeah, bro.
That's what it sounds like.
Panthers, no go, boy. Them boys about to be bad for a very long time. You give away your whole future with a hope to trade back. And
That's
they
ugly.
like, oh, you getting a discount.
That's ugly, my boy.
Ugly as hell.
Ooh. That's it, man. Oh man, good show today, my boy.
Indeed, man. Indeed. So I think next week, man, we'll do some more shorts this week. As news breaks of people released, big names released. Adam Thielen released from the Vikings.
Guy wouldn't mind seeing in the red and black uniform. I don't need you to be a number 1. I don't need you to be a number 2. Really.
Taylor Lewin released from the Titans.
And they let go of the Ben Jones, the center. The Titans.
Yeah.
I had a Titans fan tell me that they were going to get Lamar. He was going to be in Tennessee. I said, if Lamar is in Nashville by the time this season starts, I'll walk you to a game my damn self.
Invite always open.
Yeah, man, get up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Early bird get the worm or something like that.
Yeah, Kel move back to the States and then start acting like an N-word.
Lord have mercy, boy. Get out of Germany, don't know how to act.
Yeah, get over here and just start acting like he just do what he want to do.
I
ain't never seen nobody in the military do what they want to do. Like he told me, hey bro, I'm coming back to this. How you just relocate yourself? See, told you. He just go where he want to go. He do what he want to do. Oh, there you back.
Oh, okay. The brats and the black beard got to you.
He had to bring Brittany Griner. He had to bring Brittany Griner her bag. She left. But anyway, let's move on. Man. We better get out of here.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna be going on. So we'll keep y'all abreast next week. Free agency kicks off Wednesday. The league.
Somebody finna get paid. Somebody finna get paid.
Darius Slade looking for a new team. Byron Jones has been released.
Charles Garner Johnson.
Chauncey Garner. He's a free agent. Man, it's a whole lot of. Well, if he go to Atlanta or if
Lorenzo Carter re-signed with ATL, so we got one.
Okay.
Go get Nolan. Now go get Nolan Smith.
Hey man, we ain't talking about.
If I'm the Falcons, go get Nolan Smith.
That boy went from a
he went to recruit.
Pick.
Did you see how he was recruiting for Kirby when he was out there that combine?
That boy is annoying. But
he talking about dogs every chance he get the damn microphone in front of him. He goes talking about them dogs. He gonna do this shit all his life for the rest of his life. The pros. Lorenzo Carter. Lorenzo Carter re-signed his Atlanta Falcon deal in a Georgia shirt. It just be little subtle stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it's like them Georgia people are happy because they haven't won in 40 years. They should be happy.
We done won twice.
Yeah, so
y'all let us get 2, and you ain't sniffed the playoffs. Where's Florida going back to the playoffs? What y'all gonna do this year? It's all season. What y'all gonna do this year?
Hey man, we going to 8 wins, baby.
That ain't enough to make the playoffs.
8? Nah. We're not gonna make playoffs this year.
Well, what Billy doing then? What you paying him for?
To finish building the plane, man.
Well, how long it gonna take the plane to be built? That's what I'm asking.
Like I told y'all, 2024 is our year. I told you this when we got hired. I said 2024 is the year when stuff really gonna kick up. I said,
I told you. Now I'm going on record too. Now you said that. You did. You said so. Now, let me go on record and tell these folks.
Before we go, I said next year it's gonna be kind of rough. Our schedule is nuts. The first year, it's a lot of things. It's gonna be rough. I said our second year is hopefully be better.
Well, so now you say hopefully. Then you use them type of terms.
I said I don't expect anything great, but I expect it to be better than the first year. But 2024 is that year to where I expect us to be competing for a conference playoff spot.
2024. Bro, listen. Okay, you said 2024. Now let me go on record and say this. You are 3 coaches away.
Boy, get out of here, boy.
You are 3 head coaches. Because the next head coach you hire, he going to be just a big name. Y'all got to rebuild and get the fan base back. He ain't going to work. Then you're going to try to go the alumni route. Not going to work. But that coach after that third coach you hire after this situation, he going to be the one to lead y'all back. So it'll probably be like 20.
Are you done?
Yeah, about 4 years, about 5 years there.
Are you done?
2 years there. So you said about 2033, 2034. And yeah, in about 10, 11 years, Florida will be back.
And that still wouldn't have been as long as it took.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, you've been because you halfway there now.
Yeah, so 10 years, we still good. As long as we don't hit 40, we good.
You're going to go well over 40 years, my boy. You're halfway there, KB. Y'all ain't won since 2000.
I'm not entertaining this.
It's almost 2024. It's 2023 now.
Yeah, so 1 year.
Bro, you know how far you gonna listen. Nah, Kirby ain't going nowhere.
You ain't worry about none of that.
You really got somebody that's gonna say come out and say Kirby touched them or something. Cause that's the only way you gonna win.
Hey, look, in Georgia, they probably wanted to happen. So they're probably putting their kids up, please. No.
Stupid.
All right, man. We out of here, man. We're going over time. I got things to do, man. What you doing today, man? What you got going on today, man?
I have nothing. The kids are gone. The wife has a baby shower to go to. For to be in these
kids to be having these babies, boy.
Be in these streets. Say what now?
Y'all be around a lot of folks to be having these babies.
Because a lot of people, we started so young, bro. We started so early. People are just now in their phases of life of having kids. But me and my wife, we started well over 12 years ago having kids. And we had 2 and we finished. So now we look like the cool people because our kids are old. You know, my kids are old enough to actually stay at home by themselves. I don't do that, but I could, and I can go anywhere. And people are like, oh, kids, no. My kids, they're with their grandparents now. So I ain't. I'm free. I'm about to get in the streets. I don't know what I'm about to do. Catch me on the east side of Atlanta. Post it up somewhere, somebody's car wash. Don't be
on no John Morant stuff today, my boy.
Hey, man, you'll never know I got one until it's too late. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. You never know I got one until it's too late.
No, man, I got a game today. I'm about to.
Are y'all playing the game today? Oh, what's up?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
You look tired. You better take a nap. You can't go there with the bags on your ass. Somebody gonna catch you slipping.
No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. The kids is up. They've been eating. Ain't make a mess. I don't hear the music blasting, so that means my wife's still asleep.
Well, you crazy.
So I might be able to sneak up there and pretend I didn't do the show and just wake up and be like, oh, stretch. But no, man, it'll be good.
The folks said they want some more helmet cam footage, man. You ain't got no helmet, man. Bless these folks with some helmet cam footage, man. Show these folks what you got going on.
Yeah, man.
You ain't got nothing over there.
I'm gonna make sure I have some. I'm gonna put some on.
Man, get it together, man. We want to see what's going on live on the show, man. We want these people. Asking for it.
Next show, because I have to send it and download and all that. Next show, I have a few plays. I'll show you what happened the last 2 weeks. I'm sure I have 1 or 2 from the day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, just show I got you know what I'm saying? I'm good about 80, 85, 90%. So we're gonna rock and roll. You feel me? Get
That's a
that
bet,
dub.
man.
Royce City, baby, get that dub.
That's a bet, my boy. Well, shoot, we're gonna be here next week looking for the footage.
Yes,
We waiting on the footage, my boy. But until then, man, y'all know how to catch us, man. Make sure y'all follow the show. Make sure y'all like, share. We appreciate everybody's comments. Appreciate Coach Reid coming on today from Mceachern High School, giving me that invite out, because you know I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be at all the Mceachern games on the sideline, like Coach was happening. Steve on here with the camera. I got my camera crew with me and get the media pay.
Right.
I got a whole listen.
I didn't really mean like
Finna plug because I know he shouldn't have said it. I got it on camera. I got you. I showed the film to where the AD at. Give me my pass. Coach said this. Yeah.
Security, like where I'm.
No, we're finna chop that clip up and send it to him anyway so he can have it. But yeah, that was so.
Yes,
hey man, he had them same players that he named. I was gonna name them guys too, man. I had the RJ Eccles kid. I had his stat, man, 58 receptions, 664 yards with 4 touchdowns. He was doing his thing last year now.
On a bad year. So yeah,
man. On a bad year. So what's up, man?
Hopefully Mceachern goes up and they open that pipeline.
I hope we ain't got no curse. Because you know Griffin had a bad year after we talked to them. Then Mceachern turn around and have a bad year. We're gonna have to stop talking to these folks, bro.
Get that bad juju out of here.
Put some birds of sage around this thing.
Bless it. All right, man. We out of here, man. We'll catch y'all next time.
Ladies and kids, see y'all next time. Peace.